Hello aspirants, I welcome you all to the platform of placement. Hello aspirants, I welcome you all to the platform of PrepInsta, which is one-stop solution regarding your placement preparation and job updates. So this is the first session which is being dedicated for the Deloitte NLA actual questions which are being asked in the upcoming slots. So let us discuss one by one. So this session will be very helpful to the student who are having their exams in the upcoming slots. So let us discuss about the questions that has been asked. If you go through the assessment questions, then we have 10 questions regarding the aptitude and 12 questions from the reasoning part. In this live session, I am going to discuss all of the questions that has been asked in the yesterday's as well as today's session in the actual Deloitte NLA examination, and it would be very helpful because I will give you the exact solution to it and also the tricks and tips through which you can solve the question in a very exact time. So let us move to the first question. I am just giving you 20 seconds so that first of all you can solve the question by your own and then help you out in providing the answers with the help of concepts and also with the tips so that you can do all these questions very accurately in just 10 seconds. So our first question is, in a box there are 12 pink, 5 white and 8 brown balls. If a ball is picked up randomly, what is the probability that it is neither brown nor pink? So in the given question we are having some information. We have pink ball, that is 12 number of count. If we talk about the white balls, then we have 5 white balls, and if we discuss about the brown balls, they are 8 in numbers. And we need to determine the number of balls for which the probability that is neither brown nor pink. So neither brown nor pink, that is the ball must be of the color white, right? So how to determine the probability? Probability is nothing but number of favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes, or we can say the total possibilities. That is the possibility, the probability of an event is nothing but the number of favorable outcomes, or we can say the desired outcome divided by total number of outcomes, right? So here number of favorable outcome would be, we need to determine a ball which is neither brown nor pink. So it must be a white in color. So number of balls that are white in color is 5, and the total outcome or total number of outcomes is the sum of all the given balls, that is 12 plus 5, that is 17, and 17 plus 8 will sum up to 25. That means the answer to this question is 1 by 5. So we have to take the option number C. I hope this particular question is very much understood to all of you. If you have any doubts, you can drop your queries in the given description box and in the comment box. Let's move to another question, where this question is from the time, speed and distance. Take 10 seconds first to understand the question, then you can write down the solution in the comment box. I am just waiting for your comments. So we have a question, a car covers the first 40 km of a journey at a speed of 20 km per hour and next 60 km at 30 km per hour. What is the average speed in km per hour of the car for the entire journey? Let me break this question for you so that you can understand the given situations. Let this is the entire journey and we can represent it in the form of distance. So here in this question it is given that the first 40 km is being covered with a speed of 20 km per hour, and later onward the car is covering rest of the 60 km distance with a speed of say 30 km per hour. right? And we need to find the average speed of the car throughout journey. That is, if we talk about this particular stage, that is stage number 1 and stage number 2, and we need to determine the speed of the car for the both the segments. So what could be used? We can directly use the formula. Average speed is nothing but the total distance that has been covered by the car, total distance divided by total time or time consumed. So here in this question, the car traveled first 40 km and then 60 km. So the total distance will sum up to 40 plus 60, right? And the total time that car has taken throughout the journey would be first 60 km, first 40 km with a speed of 20 km per hour. So if a car is going with a speed of 20 km per hour and it has to cover a distance of 40 km per hour, so how much would be the time consumed? It will take 2 hours. And for the later part, for the 60 km, the car is traveling with a speed of 30 km per hour. That means it is taking 2 hours again. So the total average speed would be 40 plus 60 divided by 4. That means it would be 25 km per hour. But do we actually need to solve this particular question with this particular, all these particular concept? Can't we just solve this question just with looking at the options? Can't we do the mental calculations? Yes. Whenever you are attempting any examination for the assessment examinations, the most thing that matters to you is your accuracy and your time. So to improve your time, to save your time, you must be very mentally enough in order to solve these questions. So let us do this question without any calculations. Let us do it with the help of mental solving, right? So suppose we have to cover a 40 km per hour with a speed of 20 km per hour. So the time would be 2 hours, and if we have to cover the next 60 km with a speed of 30 km per hour, so it would be taking 2 hours again. So total duration that the car would traveling will be 2 plus 2, that is 4 hours, and the total distance here would be 40 plus 60, that is 100. So 100 divided by 4 will be the answer, and we can solve this particular question with the help of just mental calculation. No need to use any pen and paper, just mental calculation, and in just 5 seconds you can approach these type of questions in actual examination. For the student who have their exams in the next upcoming slots, these types of mental calculation will very helpful, and they can approach the questions very easily, and the selection ratio, your possibility for grabbing this opportunity would be maximized. So use maximum calculations as much as possible. Don't use pen and paper for calculations. Let us move to another question. I am just giving you 10 seconds more. You have to solve this particular question with the help of mental calculations. A parallelogram has a base of 12 cm and a height of 9 cm. If the side length adjacent to the base is 7 cm, then find the ratio of the perimeter and the area of the parallelogram. So in this particular question, we have to determine the ratio of given parallelogram with respect to parameters and the area of the parallelogram, right? So let me demonstrate this particular question with the help of diagram. Let us say this is the parallelogram, basic parallelogram, where this is the breadth, and let us assume this is the height. The base is given 7 cm, length here which is being given as, okay, length is 7 cm, base is 12 cm, and let us say the height given is 9 cm. Okay, so these are the basic demonstration, right? We need to find the perimeter. So perimeter is nothing but the sum of all the sides. Here in this question we have sum of all the sides, that is 2 times of base and 2 times of length, that is 2 times of L plus B. And let us say we need to find the ratio of perimeter to the area. So the area would be base into height. So base into height would be the area. So 2 times of length given is 7 cm, base is 12, and base into height will sum up to the area. The multiplication, the product of base and height is the area. So base is 12 and height is 9 centimeter. So we can say 2 times of 6. So it will add to 19 divided by 54. So 19 ratio 54 would be the right answer. Let's move to the another question. I am seeing your comments. If you face any sort of problems, you can write down in the comment box. And you can take the screenshot so that in actual examination you can do all these concepts. You can approach these questions very easily and it would be very helpful in n number of assessment examination whatever you are approaching in upcoming days. Your placement season has started and multiple companies are coming in your colleges as well as for off-campus drives for multiple hiring opportunities. So just be prepared, be consistent, be thorough with your preparation. I am moving to another question. Here we are giving a condition when two dice are thrown simultaneously, find the probability of getting both the numbers which are divisible by 3. It is another classic example of probability. In the examination of Deloitte, we have seen multiple questions from the chapter of probability. So if you have your exams in upcoming days, be thorough with your preparation such that you have covered the probability chapter very effectively, right? There is a high chances that in upcoming slots you will be seeing multiple questions from probability. So don't escape this particular chapter. When two dice are thrown simultaneously you mean when they are two dice are just put in a row. Find the probability of getting both the numbers which are divisible by 3. Right. So here again we use the basic formula, that is probability. Probability is nothing but the number of outcomes or number of desired outcomes divided by total possible outcomes. Right. So number of desired outcome would be, suppose we are throwing two dices. Say this is the two dices, this is dices 1 and this is dices B, A and B, right. So here we have to find the outcomes in which both the numbers are multiple of 3. Multiple of 3 means it could be 3, it could be again 3 in another dice. There is also a possibility that if first dice is having 3, then in another dice it could be 6 as well. There could be possible like 6, 3 or 6, 6. Do we have another possibility? No. So what is the total count of the possibilities that we can have in order that both the numbers are divisible by 3? We have total 1, 2, 3 and 4 outcomes, right. So the favorable outcome or the desired outcome is 4. Now we have to find the total possible outcome. Whenever we are throwing one die, there is a total count of 6 to the power n possibility, right. To finding the total outcome, we can use this formula. Total outcome could be found with the formula 6 to the power n. Suppose we have one coin, one dice, so total outcome would be 6. Suppose we are throwing two dice simultaneously, we are having 6 to the power 2, that is 36 outcomes, and in the same order suppose we are throwing 3 dice, then we are having 6 to the power 3, that is 216 outcome. So here in this question it has been asked, we have just 2 dice, so total outcome would be 6 to the power 2, which would be 4 divided by 36. So the answer to this question is 1 by 9 and 1 by 9 is the A option. So the student who have solved this particular question and given the answer A are absolutely right. Let us move to another question. This question is from the chapter of say mixture and alligation, right. Also it have some basic understanding about the percentage. In what proportion can water be mixed with a certain compound such that by selling the mixture at the cost price a profit of 60% can be made? You can relate this particular question with the help of what generally milkmen do? In order to maximize their profit, what they generally do? They add some amount of water to the actual milk, right? You can relate this question and you can solve the question. I am giving you 10 seconds first so that you can approach this particular question, then I will let you know the answers through concepts. Okay, profit that has been generated here, we can take it as a reference. 60% is the profit, right? So that means if 100 is the actual price, then 60 is the, if 100 is the CP, then on it is generating a profit of 60. So 100 is the CP, 60 is the profit, that means plus 60. So it will become 160 amount. 100 is the original amount, and after generating a 60% profit, it is become the selling price. So selling price would be the 160. Now it is been further given in the question, mixture is being sold at a cost price. That means mixture, in a mixture, if this is the original compound, so it is being sold at the price of 160. So if 100 is the actual price, how come he is selling at the price of 160? Because he is manipulating, he is using 60 amount, that is the difference, that is the variation in the form of water. He is mixing 60 water. So 60 water is being added to the original 100 compound. That means the ratio of water, let me clear it, the ratio of water to the original compound is nothing but the variation, the difference that has been added to it. So 60 is being added on an original compound of 100. That means the ratio is 3 ratio. If we simplify it, we have the ratio of water ratio compound. So the original answer to it would be option number C, right? I am watching out the comments. A very fabulous work by all of the students. You are answering the question very appropriately. I am hoping that you will surely going to ace this particular examination. Good to see that like ATGK has answered it very correctly. I am expecting all the students to answer. Let us move to another question, which is another classic example of ratios. Here we are given a factory named Color Splash is preparing for a large product. Whenever we have a question with so much information, just simplify the question with the help of demonstration. All we can do is we can use bucket forms. For a large project and has produced 474 liters of red paint. Say it is a red paint beaker and the quantity of it is 474 liters. 426 liter of blue paint, another quantity of blue paint with the actual quantity that is being given is 426 liter, and say we have another quantity of 456 liters of green paint. So we have the bucket of different quantities. So these are all our basic primarily prime colors, green color, right? So we have red, blue and green. What we are given with? We are given with different buckets with a quantity of 474 liter from the red, 426 liter from the blue and 456 liter from the green. The factory needs to create minimum possible number. So we need to find the minimum possible number. Whenever there is a question in which we are given about finding the minimum or the least value, we just have to find the SCF of given numbers. We need to find the SCF of cans all of equal volumes for each paint color without mixing any of the paints. How many cans will be produced in total if the factory uses all the paints? So to determine the total number of cans, first we need to determine the SCF of all the given buckets. So we have different quantities. The easiest way to find the SCF is nothing but we have to find the differences of given quantities. So differences of these two quantities would be 474 minus 26. So it will sum up to 48. Now the difference of these two quantity would be 426 and 456. The difference would be 30. And now let us assume the differences between these extreme quantities, that is from the red bucket and the green bucket. So it would be 18. So to find the SCF of the bigger number, all we have to do is to make them in such a way that we need to find the difference, and with the difference we can exactly find the SCF. So now the SCF of these differences would be, SCF is nothing but highest common factor, a factor which equally divide the given numbers. So 18, 48 and 30, the SCF would be 6. So in this question, if we are using the quantity of can, that is 6 liter, we can equally divide the whole quantities of the buckets. So SCF we have find 6. So now we have to find the total number of cans that are being used, right, to equally find out the mixture. So for that matters we have to take the sum of all the given buckets. So 474 plus 426 and plus 456, and we have to divide the whole quantity, the total quantity, by the SCF. So SCF is 6. So we can take the sum 6, 6, 12 and then 16. Then we have 7 plus 2, 9, 9 plus 5 would be 14, and from there we are getting 5. 1 would be added and carry forward, sum would be 13, and we have to divide it by 6, right. From here we are getting 6 2s, then again we have 6 3s, right, 6 2s 12, 3 would be left and 36. So answer would be 226. Take the screenshot of it so that in future if you have the same variety of question, you can easily find it out. All you need to do whenever we are given extreme big digits, we have to make them in simpler ways such that we can take the differences of individual numbers, and then the differences SCF would be the SCF of primarily numbers. Let us move to another question, which is, in the given figure we are given with the ratios of AO upon OC is equal to DO upon OB is equal to 1 by 2, and AD is equal to 4 centimeter. Then the value of BC is. So suppose we are given with a figure, we are given any of the quadrilateral figure, say it is A, D, right, O and BC. And what we are given with? We are given with the fraction of AO upon BC. AO upon OC is equal to OD or DO upon OB is equal to half. And we need to determine the value of this particular side, that is BC, which is the largest in side, right. Can we just see the given two of the triangles? Just watch very carefully the two triangles that are being given. Let us assume these two triangles. Why we are taking these particular two triangles? Because here we are given the values in the form of fractions, like we are given with the ratios. So let us assume in triangle, say AOD and triangle COB. So in these two triangles we are given with this particular side and divide by AO upon OC is given, and further we are given with the ratios of OD, ratio of OB, right. So we can say these two triangles are similar in nature. Why? Because we are given with the ratios and also the angle that is in between this angle to this angle. This is vertical opposite angles. So we can say that triangle AOD is similar to triangle COB. Now when the triangles are similar to each other, we can say the side which are with respect to these particular triangles, with respect to these triangles are also in a same ratio. So if they are in same ratio, we can say AO upon OC is equal to the same respective sides, that is here we have AD upon BC. So AO upon OC is given, it is 1 by 2, which is equal to the AD upon BC. And now we have to determine the side BC length, because AD is given as 4 centimeter and side of BC is being asked. So BC would be equal to cross multiplication of 2 and 4, that is 8 centimeter. So all those students who have marked the answer, that is 8, have given the absolutely right answer. I am seeing the comment box. I just got the answer from Parth Tina, Prince XYZ creation. I am just waiting for a few more answers. So that was the aptitude part, right? Tomorrow we have another class conducted where we will be solving the questions from the reasoning part. If you feel any guidance, if you are facing any query, any challenges with the calculation part, you can ask in the comment box. I am here to answer your queries. Okay, XYZ creation has questioned that which section is difficult in Deloitte. It totally depends upon your preparation. Like many people are very good with the coding and they are lagging with the aptitude portion, that they have to improve their aptitude portion, they have to work on their aptitude skills, right? So if you make a balance, because balance is very necessarily when we are talking about any adaptive test, because in the Deloitte assessment what we generally see that there is a concept of like sectional cutoff. So in order to clear the sectional cutoff, you have to ace in each and every sections. You can't escape aptitude or you can't escape the verbal ability part, right? You have to be ace and thorough with all your preparation in all the sections. Mr. Robot sir, is there any trick for this question? Yeah, there is simply trick. You can say I have just made, मैंने ये क्वेश्चन तुमको पर्टिकुलरली एक बेसिक से समझाने के लिए किया. These all concept and these all calculations is not required in actual examination. What you can do is just wait. You can approach this question very easily without any concepts. What you have to directly do is you have to check the given ratios. Say we have given with the AO upon AC is equal to OD upon OB. We can say in the given question then this particular side must be in ratio of AD upon BC. You can directly solve this question with the help of ratios given. So we are given with 1 by 2 and we are given with length of AD is 4 and BC we need to determine. So directly we can solve. We don't have to do any of the calculations. If you are well versed with the concepts that are being asked, you can directly like approach to the answers with just 2 or 3 calculations. Just in 10 seconds you can solve these questions. No need to do all the conceptual part, because here your accuracy will lead to the selection. Like you have to be very precise, you have to be very quick in order to frame up the questions and in order to approach the answers. Okay. So student, if you are facing any kind of challenges with your Deloitte preparation, you can opt for our Prep Insta Prime courses, where you have the access of 100 plus hours course content, aptitude, logical, verbal, coding, technical MCQs, and to practice and to evaluate your own performance, you will get access of 10 plus full mock tests, 300 plus topic wise mocks, previous year questions. Previous year questions are very necessary to make sure that you got to learn with the right pattern, because when I have checked analyzed the previous year Deloitte papers, I have found that what Deloitte is doing, they are making the same questions, just they change the digits. So if you practice the previous year questions, you got to know about the question pattern, the difficulty level the variety of questions that are coming. The pattern of questions would be the same, just they change the digit, like 14 is used, so they will change the question and frame in such a way that irrespective of 14 they are using 16. Then student, if you want to prepare for wholesome placement, then you can do all the entire preparation from our Prep Insta Prime. Here you can get the access of more than 200 courses with just one subscription. It is basically a Netflix for upskilling, where you can ace your aptitude skills, you can do your like basic coding, you can learn coding from it, you can ace with the competitive coding, and also you can get the access of multiple assessment as far as your like say service based companies are concerned, or you can even target for the like product based companies. So here you can learn the data science, AWS, these all are futuristic technologies upon which maximum of the companies, maximum of the industries are working with. So if you learn all these concepts, all these coding skills, you can definitely gain a good opportunity in the market. Python, DSA, competitive coding, artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing, ethical hacking. Also, if you are someone who is preparing for different assessment examinations, say Amazon, TCS, NQT, Wipro, you can take the access, and you can avail my coupon code, that is DIF10, so that you can avail the maximum discount on it, and you can do the entire preparation from one platform. You don't have to just run here and there in search of good resources, in search of good mentorship, and also we have a good industry expert who will be helping you out in your entire interview preparation as well. So use the code and you will be availing the maximum discounts. Also student, just don't forget to follow us on all the social media platforms so that you are not going to miss any of the hiring updates. I also request you that the top 3 comments will get the Prep Insta Prime free. So you can avail the subscription through this particular. You have to do the comments in the given description box. So that's all for today. If you have any doubt, you can solve it further. I am checking out your comments. You can comment down.